Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, gladiators. I just want to say, I know it sounds corny, but I just want to say I love you. Over the last week, we've seen the interaction and the viewings multiply by tenfold. We have people from all over the world, and our videos are being shared everywhere. So, you know what? I have a busy day. We have 9 companies to run, over 100 staff, and probably the last thing I want to do is stand in front of the camera, which is way outside my comfort zone, and share with you my experience. But when I see hundreds and hundreds of people viewing these videos, it's the motivation I need. So thank you so much. I honor you. And hello to my family in England, my cousin who religiously supports me in Southampton, friends all over Europe, my gorgeous sons in Thailand, and all our Be Unique family. So I honor you. Thank you for your time. And I'm going to make sure the next 10 minutes is as valuable to you as possible. Now, some of you know that when I'm actually speaking with you, I call you gladiators. Now, it's a misunderstanding about gladiators. 7th century BC, prisoners of war were used as gladiators, and they were used to entertain the troops and show people some motivation and how the Germans used to look like, or how the Hungarians used to look like. They used to bring them to Rome and have them fight in front of the population. Also, they didn't have the internet then, so gladiators were brought in to fight each other, but suddenly it became a serious business and it became entertainment. The average age of a gladiator's death was 23 years of age. Now, there were female gladiators, there were black gladiators, there were white gladiators, they were from all over. They had North African gladiators. Now, a few of those gladiators in the marketplace, in the arena, were great entertainers, and they had to fight for the freedom. So what they did was they practiced, they rehearsed, and they put up a good show. So what you find, if you look at the history, that some of these slaves who were fighting as gladiators, they developed to become champions, and they even became sex symbols. They brought their way to the freedom and a name in history. So why I call you guys gladiators, because too many of us treat this unlike an arena. The marketplace is a tough marketplace. Now, we don't kill each other, but you do get chewed up out there in the marketplace if you don't practice enough. So I keep referring to you as gladiators, so it kind of triggers something that out there is an arena and there's other gladiators going for you and gunning down for you. So recouping or reiterating what I discussed last week, we discussed about time management. There's 1,440 minutes in a day. So the difference between us and very successful people, very wealthy, successful people, is that they make better use of their time. They're not necessarily more intelligent than we are, but they are actually more efficient with how they spend their time. Last week, we talked about having certainty, walk with certainty, making sure you don't have a notepad, you have a notepad with you, but you actually diarize your things to do. These are really critical to you being successful. Discipline is really, really important, because habits is something that we gain through a period of time, and habits are very difficult. New habits are very difficult to form. So the reason I've broken these gigs or speaking or live events into chapters is so I can keep reiterating to you the important things of being efficient with your time. Today we're going to go over 3 or 4 things that I found really useful when it comes to managing my time. Now, as a CEO of a company, I get interrupted all the time. I have an open door policy, unfortunately, and everybody thinks they can come and interrupt me about anything because it's their priority. It's very, very difficult to say no. So if you want to be efficient, decide what's good for you and what isn't, and learn to say no. Learning to say no is one of the most difficult things. And you know what? There's times that people come to me. This morning I had somebody come down, they went past O'Day and they said, this is critical, and they had a cold sore on the lip. And to them, it was the most critical thing, but really didn't deserve to waste 5 minutes of my time. So it's really important to people behave the way you actually behave, or the rules you set out. So I spend about 80 to 90% of my time saying no, refusing people to rob me of my 1,440 minutes a day. So the first rule is learn to say no. Have you heard of the 80-20 principle? Now, that's the Pareto's principle. And what it says that most of us spend 80% of the time working on 20% productivity. And probably throughout the day, you spend a lot of time on things that don't bring you results. So imagine if you could actually review that if you spent 20% of the time on things that brought in 80% of productivity, and you double that, how much more you could achieve in a day. So I urge you to have an honest conversation with you at the end of the day and look at the work that totally wasted your moments. The moments where you could have contacted that prospect, you could have spoken to your staff, you could have spoken to your suppliers, you could have written that business plan, or even started your book, which you know is a massive pain factor for me. So the 80-20 principle. Have a look at your day. The third one, have a look at your day. If you have your goals clearly written down and you know where you want to go in life, did you spend that day or that moment or that morning or that afternoon meeting the right people who will take you to your goals? If you haven't, change. Do not meet people who are not going to take you to where you want to be, to your destination. So again, it kind of linked. Make sure that you spend time with people who are going to get you most productivity. Make sure you learn to say no to individuals who's going to rob you of your time. Now, if I was speaking to you 10 years ago about this, and I was doing speaking gigs and on stage talking about time efficiency and productivity, but 10 years ago, I wasn't talking about this cancer that we have today, and it's called social media. Now, 25% of our time online is spent on social media. Now, people turn and say, listening to it, say, hey, listen, I've heard about social media and you're on social media, okay? The reason I'm on social media is to spread the good news. There is no angle, there is no sales, there's nothing. It's for me to contribute to people out there who didn't have the same privileges that I have today. They were in the same boat. There was nobody advising them how to spend the time. There was nobody advising them how to close deals. I want to spread those words and not having to cost you 10 or 15 years or millions of dollars of losses. So imagine you go on social media, and most people do, including myself, because I need a lot of discipline and control not to waste my time finding out what's happening around the world. Spying on friends, Kim Kardashian, such and so, Huda Beauty, all these people that have no relevance to my life, posting shit that makes no difference to anybody. These are killing you, because you know what, when you're 96 years old on that rocking chair and you're looking back at your life, you're not going to say, I wish I spent a little bit more time on Instagram. But you will have regrets because you waste your time achieving nothing. So I urge you, be disciplined. I had a conversation with a close friend last week, and I was saying, what purpose does it serve you to get 50 more likes for people you don't care about? Why are you spending so much time working on people or pleasing people who have no meaning to yours? So for me, it's just all about contribution. You don't get to see my personal life on show. I just want to lead, I want to walk my talk, and I want to contribute. And I hope it's coming across, and your likes, your connections, your engagement has gone through the roof. And it just inspires me to do it more often. So thank you so much. Uday?
We have Afsan.
Afsan, hi, how are you? My favorite person. Thank you.
I'm going to cancel this evening meeting. She's inspired. Thank you. You gave me the courage.
I love you, Afsan. And you know what I respect about you is that you just take action. You take action, and my hat goes off to you and say thank you. I respect you. You're an incredible gladiator, and like everybody else, we just have to believe in ourselves a little bit more. So my respect goes out to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect.
We have a question?
Yes, we do. We have one question. I am a salesperson, and I have appointments every day. How can I manage my time better?
All right. I have many clients who have businesses out there, and I go and see them. They're in a high-rise. And I say, where are your salespeople? I speak to the CEO, the sales director, and they say, oh, my salespeople are on the other side of town, or they're in another country. And I say to them, that's really good, but have you actually tried people on your floor? And they go, no, we didn't think that. I said, well, you can only just walk down the hallway and knock on the door, and there's a prospect there. Why are you getting your salespeople to go across town? Have you tried the floor below or the floor above? They haven't. Have you tried the cluster that you're in? People don't think that distance and geography is actually is important to them when it comes to time management, but it's critical. It's really important that you manage your time. So when you're going to go to the other side of town, make sure you got 5 other appointments that side of town. That you're not spending your time going up and down traffic, because when you're in traffic, you're non-productive. Also, what you find is that people can find out or ask questions about the prospect before they head over there. What you find is that most people make appointments with the non-decision maker just to fact find. You can do most of that fact finding over the phone and save yourself the time of traveling there. Always pitch from the top. So if you're going to go and see somebody, make sure you're meeting the decision maker. Don't go and fact find down and work up, because the person you meet in the middle is never going to sell you up to them. And highly likely the decision maker won't like his managers making a decision for his company. Also, the manager is motivated in a different way. They care about saving their jobs and not looking silly, but the owner cares about profits. So always make sure you hit 4 or 5 people in the morning, 4 or 5 people in the afternoon, and they're all decision makers. When I came to Dubai and I had zero money, I was walking, I had no choice but to make sure. I actually went to one tower, 40 floors, came down, went to a coffee shop, refreshed myself, dried my sweaty shirt, and I walked to the next tower. And there's not one single building that I don't know like the back of my hand in Dubai. And it's a good reminder of how tough life can be. 1 minute you're rich, you're wealthy, everything's great, and the other minute you're flat on your face and nose to the grindstone. So just make sure that you learn from my experiences, my costs, my experience, and also my health, and have an amazing life, have an abundant life, and you deserve it. I love you guys. Is there a question?
We have actually 2 questions.
Oh, 2 questions. Better be good ones.
Management
Okay.
related, but they're good actually.
Sure.
We have a question from Same Old Me. Question is, how do you gain respect from your workers, peers, or the people around you?
Okay. How do you gain respect from other people around you? Don't go out seeking respect, because people can see it. It shows your insecurity. What you do is you walk your talk. You walk from your heart. People out there, I say to Ode many times, is that people may not like me. I'm not there to be liked. But you know what? They always say Dariush delivers. No matter what happens, I deliver. They might not like my approach. They might like the way I speak. I'm too blunt, too honest. I don't care. So respect is earned rather than many people I know that I go to help out, and they all talk. And very soon your colleagues, your clients, your peer group will realize that you're all talking, you lose all respect. So the best thing to do is zip up, do the talking by your actions, and people will judge you that way. And end of the day, you're not there on a popularity contest, right? You're there to deliver results and overvalue.
Great. Next question is from Amour HD.
Hi, Amour.
The question is, I have an idea that I have been working on for the past year, but I cannot find where to find an investor.
Okay. Amour, I don't know what your idea is, and I'm more than happy if you direct mail me, help you a little bit further. Now, if you look at, I actually saw a post that I sent to Ode yesterday, and he said 15 years ago, Mark Zuckerberg called 5 of his friends into his dormitory and pitched them Facebook. Out of that, 3 walked out and said he was an idiot. The 2 who stayed in and invested their sweat equity and some money are worth between $6 to $7 billion today. So what I say to you is, don't stop knocking on doors. Look at the possible investors. Now, the rich people are more than happy to invest in you. Look at the people in your village, in your city, who are wealthy. And they know that 70% of the investments they make will lose money. 30% will make enough money to justify the 70% loss. So what I say to you, excuse me, make that list and start knocking on doors. After each rejection, and you're going to get 1,000 rejections. After each rejection, write down your lesson and improve and polish your axe. Because what I don't want you to hear is that 6 months down the line, you've seen 1,000 people, you worked your ass off, you got no money, no investment, and you're going to put that idea to bed. Don't do that. Sharpen your axe, put a lot less effort, use a lot more mind, your energy into being more efficient with your productivity and your prospecting. Okay? Hope that answers your questions. But direct message me. Hopefully, I'll deal with you direct. Thank you. Anybody else?
Just Rajesh had one comment. Hi Dariush, someone else asked the question I had. Thank you for the advice.
Much love.
Amor says that really helps.
Thank you. I love you guys. I'll see you on Monday at 12 o'clock next Monday. I honor you. I salute you, gladiators. Take care.